Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Buntu Fanteso. I'm a third student at BSc Environmental Science at Walter Sisulu University, and I will give you a core talk on biogeochemical feedbacks. In my presentation, I will cover the following topics: biogeochemistry, feedback mechanisms, explain Gaia Theory and Geo-engineering, and I will conclude. In the hierarchy of models of the habitable planet, we are in the fifth stage of the model, where we included life to explain why Earth is habitable. What is biogeochemistry? Biogeochemistry is a complex word that consists of three parts. It has bio, meaning life in living organisms, geo, meaning Earth and its features, and chemistry, which are the atoms and molecules and their interactions. Biogeochemistry is therefore defined as the study of the relationship between physical, chemical, geological, and biological processes and their interactions. It also involves the composition of the atmosphere, biosphere, lithosphere, and hydrosphere. Biogeochemistry investigates the factors that influence the cycles of elements such as the water cycle, oxygen cycle, nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle. However, I will not discuss these cycles in details because they are well explained in the core talk of biogeochemical cycles. Within these biogeochemical cycles, there are some feedback mechanisms that are taking place. A feedback mechanism is a process that uses conditions of one component to regulate the function of the other. It is done to increase or dampen change in the system. A feedback mechanism is a process that allows a system, such as a climate system, to self-regulate in response to a change, such as a change in greenhouse gas. It can be positive feedback or negative feedback. When it is said to be positive, it doesn't mean that it will have a positive effect, and when it's said to be negative, it doesn't mean that it will have a negative effect. Now, a positive feedback mechanism is a cycle which reinforces the cause. This means that an impact will go on increasing. For example, an increase in surface temperatures increases evaporation from the sea, adding more water vapor in the atmosphere. A water vapor being a greenhouse gas, it further increases the temperatures because it traps more heat in the atmosphere, so the atmosphere remains warm and the temperatures continues to increase. A negative feedback is a cycle where the effect resists the cause. This means that the impact will go on diminishing. For example, when there is slightly increase in surface temperatures, there will be an increase in evaporation from the ocean, more low clouds will be formed in the atmosphere, and clouds have high albedo. They reflect more heat back into the space, so the temperatures will decrease slightly and the evaporation from the ocean will also decrease. Less clouds will be formed in the atmosphere, so there will be less reflectivity. Now, in explaining the positive and the negative feedback mechanism, James Lovelock in 1979 formulated a Gaia Theory. According to this theory, Earth is a staying living organism that regulates itself. All spheres of the Earth have their specific functions to maintain life on Earth. There is an interconnection or a link or relationship in all spheres of the Earth. And Earth system is a complex system that cannot function with one particular sphere. It means that all spheres of the Earth function independently, thus maintaining conditions for life on Earth. James Lovelock developed a simple model called Day's World model to explain his Gaia theory. A Day's World is an imaginary planet with no atmosphere, no life, and it is cold. The planet temperatures are directly related through the solar luminosity, which is the sun's radiation. The two types of daisies, which are the black and the white daisies, are the only life forms that exist in the Day's World. The solar luminosity has driven temperatures to a level that promotes the growth of both the black and the white daisies. The black daisies have low albedo, so they heat up, but white daisies are still very cold because they have high albedo, which is still a disadvantage. The black daisies absorb more heat, they dominate the resources, and they reproduce very quickly, so they win the struggle for existence. As the population of the black daisies continues to increase, there is more energy that is absorbed, and this is an instance of a positive feedback mechanism. The solar luminosity increases and it is very high, and now the white daisies are warm enough to grow. They spread, the solar luminosity is very high, so the temperatures are very high, so they are regulated by the white daisies by reflecting back energy into the space, thus cooling the planet. The Day's World model was criticized by other scientists because it is too simple to explain the complexity of the Earth system. And James Lovelock did not take into consideration the effects that humans may have in the plants, and he did not take into consideration plant diseases. Now he teamed up with other scientists and explained the Gaia theory using a real-life example, which is the claw hypothesis. A claw hypothesis is a negative feedback loop that operates between the ocean ecosystem and Earth climates. It proposes that phytoplankton in the oceans are responsive to climate act, thus regulating temperatures. It begins with an increase in energy that is coming from the sun, warming the oceans and enhancing the growth of phytoplankton in the oceans. Certain phytoplankton synthesize dimethyl sulfur neopropionate, enhancing DMS production. So the dimethyl sulfate is broken down in high concentration, firstly in the seawater and then in the atmosphere. The DMS in the atmosphere is oxidized and to form sulfur dioxide, and then sulfur dioxide produces sulfur aerosols, which act as cloud condensation nuclei to increase the number of cloud droplets, so to increase the albedo, so the temperatures will be now decreased because more energy will be reflected. Now, a combination of both the positive feedback mechanism and negative feedback mechanism lead to nonlinear system, which is a very difficult system to understand. There are so many processes that are taking place in the atmosphere, so many processes that are taking place in the oceans that can lead to climate change. Now, humans are responding to the climate change that is caused by this nonlinearity by developing what you know as geoengineering. Geo-engineering is a large-scale deliberate intervention in the Earth's natural system to counteract the effect of climate change. There are a wide range of techniques that are proposed and are categorized into two, which is the solar radiation management and the carbon dioxide removal. Solar radiation management basically aims to reflect less heat back into the energy, so that there will be less energy that is absorbed by the greenhouse gases or trapped by greenhouse gases as to warm the atmosphere, and includes techniques such as space mirrors, reflective aerosols, and cloud seedings. Carbon dioxide aims to reduce the carbon dioxide content in the atmosphere by afforestation, as we all know that, or trees use carbon dioxide in photosynthesis, and they give off oxygen. So they're trying to lower the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere by increasing the oxygen level in the atmosphere. Now, in conclusion, without the biogeochemical feedbacks, Earth would not be habitable. The biogeochemical feedbacks help to maintain the homeostatic system. They lower temperatures, so we will not experience extreme temperatures. The Earth will not be too hot and it will not be too cold.